Hello and welcome to the Buttcast. Today's special guest is Jay, and I am going to rant about Purrely.
I'm excited to be back. Not the ranting part. I can only imagine. Are you gonna pull them up?
Might as well.
You might as well.
So Purrely is a deck that came out in something Enforcers, wasn't it? Doesn't really matter. It was a deck build set that did not sell very well.
Was the Mikonko one?
Yes. It was Mikonko, the Mikonko, Purrely, and then something else. And that set did not do very well. And the deck was cute, but it wasn't very good. The idea is you have this card named Purrely, a main deck monster, which is like Eevee from Pokemon. It's kind of ambiguous if it's a cat, dog, or a fox. And then they have their in-theme spell traps, which are different memories, the quick play spell cards, that all do something. Usually not very good thing, but then you can, additional to their whatever effect, you can pitch a card to special summon a level 1 Purrely from the deck, which usually would be Purrely.
Or the new one.
Or the new one that just came out.
Lily. Purrely Lily.
And first of all, I just want to talk about how cute Purrely gimmick is in general. Because it's the Eevee, not just the fact that it looks like an Eevee, but the fact that it evolves, quote unquote, evolves into a bunch of different Xyz monsters that all look differently from each other.
The water one.
That are beauty. And
everyone's favorite, obviously.
Instead of making, I like the fat one. Instead of making stones be it, it's the different memories, which is kind of like how Pokemon eventually progressed to. Like it became about feelings and stuff. To get different evolutions. I think like Umbreon and Sylveon, the fairy
the psychic type. And the dark one?
The psychic one and the fairy one.
The fairy one is happiness.
Yeah.
And then
just a feeling.
The psychic one and the dark one are just day and night.
Well,
dusk and dawn, sorry.
The fact that it's different, we are just starting at that point where it's which memory does it remember when it evolves, right? A happy memory or a sad memory or whatever, except these are all positive. And the cards, just by the way, the one that you're looking to grab most of the time, Delicious Memory, Purrely Delicious Memory, quick play spell card, is just the meme of the cat sitting at the table and the person's really upset at them.
Is it?
I'm sure that's not what it's technically, but every time I see it, I can't see anything else other than that meme of the cat sitting at the dinner table with the woman crying, pointing at it.
Just the buffet, bro.
And I know it's just Purrely at a buffet, but I can't look at it and not see the woman off panel screaming at him. I think it's very funny. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Funny alt art idea. You just put the cat.
So one of the goblins just.
A new support card, you line him up, finishes the meme. Yeah, and then we've got Happiness, where it's just chasing a ball, which lets you summon Happiness. The Xyz monster.
That one's my favorite Xyz monster.
Oh, you like Happiness?
The Happiness one.
Happiness has kind of like, they all have like wings, which is kind of weird, just on its own. But Happiness definitely do be the most dog-looking one, which I do like. I am a dog fan. Anyway, the gimmick is the actual Purrely on summon, reveal 3, add a spell trap if you reveal it, and then you can pitch a spell trap and summon the correct Xyz monster for it, right? If you pitch Delicious, then you get the Plump.
You get the fat one.
If you do Pretty Memory, then you get Beauty, and if you do Happy Memory, you get Happiness. Pretty straightforward. And the cards, they all do whatever they do. Also, the spell traps, when equipped, give you bonus effects. But the problem with this deck in the beginning was, even though it's really easy to get to Purrely, it's really hard to get to the specific extra deck monster you want to make. And because the end boss, even from the beginning, is Noir, who is a rank 7, you can just slap her on top of any of them that have 5 or more materials. And they all have ways of getting more materials, but the best one is Plump. Plump just lets you target 2 spell traps in your graveyard and equip them. And then the effect they all have is up to thrice per turn. When a Purrely quick play spell is activated, you can equip it to it on resolution.
Yeah.
So the idea is you and the old combo was you summon Purrely, you hopefully get Delicious Memory, you pitch Delicious Memory to Xyz the two of them on top of each other to make Plump. Plump, grab 2 things from the graveyard, that's 4. And then you have to activate something and then equip it to Plump. Then that's 5, and you make Noir. And Noir is a tower, so it's unaffected as long as it has 5 materials.
I know it's unaffected. It's towers, then it gets bigger with one of the spells as material.
One of the spells, I believe it's Happiness, gives them a bonus. No, sorry, that's extra attack points. It's Hungry, actually.
Fat one.
Yeah. The Delicious Memory gives them 300 attack and defense for each material, and it's going to be at 5, and it's going to have Delicious Memory because you're making it with Plump most of the time.
I remember I was playing...
Which is huge.
I was playing Omega, Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega. I faced against Purrely, and they ended on like a 7k towers, and that's when I found out that's not a once per turn.
Oh, the crazy thing about none of these cards are once per turn. Like, literally none of them.
There is no once per turn anywhere, and their boss monster is not a once per turn. It's not a once per chain. It's a spin.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, you have to get a lot of materials on Noir to be able to keep it unaffected and also be able to use the effect, but every now and again you'll be able to pull it off. Yes, the crazy thing is that nothing's once per turn. And although in the old school it was hard to find the right thing to get to the right extra deck monster, it was kind of hard to get the extra deck monster you wanted. Once you got there, the field spell just during the end phase lets you put any of the quick play spells underneath it. So it was pretty easy to get the spell traps you wanted on the guy. It was just hard to get the right guy.
Okay.
And then also, Leap already came out, but it was unsearchable. Unsearchable trap card that just lets you rank up any of the level 2 Xyz monsters into any of the level 7s.
Yeah.
So even if you don't have 5 materials,
then get rid of it.
You could go ahead and make Noir.
Yeah.
Which is good because Noir says 5 materials, and if you have Plump with only 4 materials, it's 4 plus the Plump, so that's still 5. So that's how the trap card basically lets you skip a little bit of the complexity. Because Plump, when you make Plump, it's always going to have the 2 materials, that's Delicious Memory and whatever level 1 you used. And then it's going to equip 2 from the graveyard. So that's 4. And then all you need to do is leap it, and immediately you have a 5 material Noir that's unaffected and has a huge amount of defense points. But the new sport cards that really put this over the top, the main one is the new level 1.
Yeah.
Lily.
I think I read it. Add a Purrely from deck 10 on summon.
She is the only one that has hard once per turns.
Except the quick play spell. Okay.
So when she is summoned, she lets you add any of the non-quick play spell cards. So you can get the trap, you can get the field spell.
You can also get
and you can get the My Friend.
Yep. You get the little dude as well.
That's spell trap.
Card, never mind. Card.
You can add Purrely if you want. You can add another copy of itself, can't you? There you can.
Target 1 Purrely quick play spell on the grass per summon one they use. Oh, what the?
Lily just says, "Oh, you got it in the graveyard? Good enough."
That's insane.
You don't even have to pitch it anymore. So you don't have to find the right card and then keep it in your hand to pitch with the Purrely. Now you just have Lily, which just grabs it from the grave, which saves you on card advantage. And since, again, it searches a non-quick play spell card, you can just search Leap.
Oh, and then all the other spells summon it. Because they summon at level 1.
Yeah, they don't specify. So literally any spell card gets you Lily, and then Lily plus that spell card makes the Xyz, whatever Xyz that spell card happened to be. And then you search Leap, so then immediately you can make Noir on your opponent's turn, which is pretty crazy.
It's cringe.
And they have really good consistency because they also, another card that if you, let's say you drew Leap, you can search instead the continuous spell, which reveals 3 and it adds 1 at random. But they don't have to be different names, so you can just reveal 3 Delicious Memory.
Yeah, and then just add it.
And then guaranteed to get the Delicious Memory, and then you can make Plump, and then Plump equip 2 from the graveyard.
But what does that one do? The new one?
The new spell card this is part of the funniness.
Apply this, and you can
so it does not correlate to a specific extra deck monster. However, it has the normal special summon effect. It does not. Some of them are a little awkward because it requires you to control a monster or choose a card on the field, right? Because you still have to be able to activate their first effect in order to get the discard to special summon. So there's a little bit of awkwardness there sometimes, but Sleepy Memory does not have that problem because it's just the next time you would take damage, you don't. Okay. So you can always activate it. and you can summon whatever you want. But the bonus effect is
draw a card during the standby,
which is not once per turn.
Once per turn to your opponent's standby.
It's not hard once per turn. So what happens is you make Plump, you equip this to it from the graveyard, right? And then during the end phase, the field spell is probably also going to attach a second Sleeping Memory to it.
Oh, so you just draw 2.
So during the standby phase, your opponent's standby phase, you draw 2 cards, and then you activate the Leap to rank up into Noir, and Noir is a new Xyz monster that gains the effect, so you draw 2 more. So on your opponent's standby phase, you just casually draw 4 cards.
That's cringe. Okay. But why are we doing this one?
Why are we playing
the Cobalt Eagle?
So they're...
Oh, Rainbow Bridge of Salvation.
You have to discard cards, right? Mm-hmm. All of the quick play spell cards require you to discard a card to special summon from the deck. And there's argument in the OCG right now about what the best thing you can play is as the discard to get more advantage. Mm-hmm. The one that's doing the best right now is Rainbow Bridge of Salvation. Some people may have seen this in Tier Element.
Yeah, if you
banish it to add a field spell, any field spell, including the in-theme one, which the in-theme field spell is very good, so it's good to search it. Mm-hmm. And then you also get to get the Eagle. The reason they're playing Eagle instead of something else is Eagle can just, on normal, just once per turn, return itself to the deck. So you can still resolve Salvation.
Oh, okay.
So that's why we're playing that package. And again, since we're drawing 4, you want to play hand traps instead of something like trap cards, because you can still use them.
Yeah.
So people are playing hand traps. This deck occasionally folds to Droll, so Droll has become really popular.
Yeah.
Because you search so many cards. To be fair, it's all quick play spell cards. So occasionally you just draw a hand with this deck where you do everything during the draw phase.
Huh. That is already making me upset.
Occasionally you can summon like 3 Purrely, the original Purrely, during the draw phase. So you get all those searches during the draw phase so you don't get hit by Droll. And then the only thing that they control is after you activate Lily, and by then you don't need it anymore. Now, most of the time, you are going to have to go to your main phase and do a couple things, but generally it's advisable, like the first quick play spell card you should activate during your draw phase. That way you can avoid being drolled on that. So it's just immediately the fact that the nature of them being quick play spell cards just gives you some inherent protection from Droll and Lockbird, even though it is still one of the best cards. Yes. And then, so now people are trying to figure out how to deal with Noir. Again, because it's unaffected and stuff.
It's Kaiju.
So everyone's just started playing Kaijus.
I'm already playing Kaijus. Because Kashira! Fun deck to play against, guys.
To clear, how I found this deck, I knew about it when it came out, right? And I thought, this is really cool, cute. I should buy this for my girlfriend. And I ended up not doing that. I should have. I would have made so much money.
You would have made so much money.
The cards shot up in price.
No, I know the price.
Insane.
On release, though, it was $35 for the My Friend.
Some of the stuff was still kind of expensive, but it all bottomed out at max like $10. Some of it, I think, some of the cards were $15. Because no one knew. The support kind of came out of nowhere that made this deck suddenly tier 1 in the OCG. And then as soon as that happened, people started buying out the Purrely cards. So the $15 cards suddenly shot up to being like $50.
Yep.
So this deck was pretty affordable before, and now it is quite expensive. But in general, so I heard about this from watching some openings of the new set, and people were talking about, Purrely is going to be good. So I went ahead and looked into it. The OCG results I saw was a recent tournament where 20% of the top cut was Purrely, and 13 was cash, right? Mm-hmm. So that gives you a sense of it, and already the deck building is completely built around the Purrely matchup. Everyone's playing Drolls, everyone's playing Kaijus of some sort to try to stop Purrely specifically, which is really funny to me.
Let's see, when I saw Purrely, and then they released like the support, because I knew they were getting support, I just didn't know what the support did.
Yeah.
I go, I see, the Road to the King, something like that. And I go, okay, let's see what top, and it's like 50% Purrely, 30% everything else, and then like, we had your cash, your tier, hilariously, I think there was something else. And I'm sitting here like, so what? We're trending towards another tier 0 format in the OCG? There's too many things being tier 0 in the OCG. That makes no sense.
I think this was the thing that just genuinely caught everyone off guard. Like, no one expected this. And so for an event or two, it just completely dominated. And then, like I said, everyone started... Because this is a deck that, if you side deck correctly, is not that bad. Because, again, the Kaiju... Now, to be fair, some pretty goofy stuff. My friend Purrely, if one of your if a Purrely Xyz monster you control leaves the field because of an opponent's card, you can add up to 3 quick plays from your graveyard to your hand.
Names. Wow. That's
so
unfortunate.
you get to complete... They Kaiju you. You're like, okay, get 3 cards back. And also, the field spell lets you, if the same thing happens, you get to add a level 1 from your deck to your hand. Deck or graveyard to your hand.
That's annoying.
So you get to completely refill the combo if they remove Noir. So you have to OTK them, or they're going to OTK you.
Yes.
Because they completely refill their hand. They completely reset their engine to be able to pop off, because also they have Happiness. Gives you an additional attack per copy of it attached. Mm-hmm. And you can make something like Big Happiness, which does 15 damage every time it attacks. On the top of it being 25.
Yeah.
And then if you also have let's just say a Delicious Memory,
you make
it's boosted
big.
by 300 per. Oh, so regularly, this thing gets up to Happiness, gets up to 4k attack points, can attack 3 times, does 15 damage every time it attacks. Like, this thing is an OTK machine. And if that doesn't work, you know what you do? You make a Zeus with a bajillion materials.
Nice. That's not fun.
And also, Happiness is Dark Ruler in the Wall.
How about hate it here? I already hate it here. I don't even know what any of these cards do.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The Big Happiness, as some people call it, has the effect that you can detach material. Your opponent cannot respond with monster effects. Negate the effects of all face-up monsters.
Yep, Dark Ruler.
Yep. Bring your mana to detach material and negate the effects of all face-up monsters.
But that's an ignition effect.
Until the end of the turn, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this effect's activation. They can't respond with anything, actually. But it's an ignition. They do have a chance to remove it. They have a chance to remove it.
So on summon, just pop it easy. You gotta immediately because it's main phase.
It's true.
It's main phase. Not even a quick effect.
Mm-hmm. So, but if it does resolve, you do probably lose.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit of an issue. But one of the goofiest things is just, if they, to be fair, also pop it, you say, there are a couple cards, choose a card on the field until the next turn. The first time it would be destroyed by card effect is not destroyed. That's what Happy is. That's its first effect. Which, gotta have
you would have already used it, though.
Probably, yes. Because you want to attach it, right? So, unlikely, but just to be clear, the thing about Purrely is it does also just lend itself to kind of a Sky Striker style. You can just be bigger brain if you play your cards just right, except you have insane inboard and insane OTK potential. It's like everything Sky Striker is missing in the modern metagame. But also, this one still has the Pot of Greed, except it's on your opponent's turn. You get to draw 4 cards.
Nice.
Which is still goofy. You can draw up to 6, because you can get 3 of them attached to it. So sometimes you are drawing 6 cards during your opponent's standby phase, which is just goofy. But again, you can make huge Zeuses in this deck as well. If they can't remove the Noir, the problem with Leap is that it eventually removes your card.
Yeah.
Which is not an accurate...
The end phase of the next turn. So if you do it on your opponent's turn, you still have it for your turn.
Yes.
Make it just Zeus. Awesome.
And then you just turn it into a giant Zeus.
Yes. I'm already upset.
But yes, one thing I think is also hilarious is the OCG has already labbed out what the best Kaiju for Purrely to play against Purrely is. Mm-hmm. And it's Santa Claus.
Why?
Because you can do multiple of them.
Multiple Santa Claus?
Because you can play Santa Claus and then you can play another one. So Santa Claus is a Kaiju, not in name. So the problem with kaiju is theoretically the problem, is that you can only give them one kaiju.
Yeah.
And then you think about lava golem, stuff like that. You can give your opponent multiple lava golem.
Mm-hmm.
But you do kind of want your normal summon in this deck. You don't need it.
Oh, using as Purrely. Okay. I thought you were saying against Purrely.
Well, Purrely against Purrely, Santa Claus.
Okay.
Seems like it's the best kaiju. Because you still want your normal summon. So you can't play stuff like Ball Golem. And if you draw multiple of it, because again, you have a lot of draw power.
Mm-hmm.
If you draw multiple of it, you want to be able to use multiple of them. And the drawback with Santa Claus is that it has to go in defense, and that your opponent gets a draw off of it, a free draw during the end phase.
Mm-hmm.
But because of how the Purrely cards work, you don't really care about OTKing as much, even though you can pretty easily, because you can just make a huge Zeus, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this card's just not going to stick around, is the idea. Like, they're never going to get the draw, and it doesn't matter that it has a high stat line, because if you're going to OTK, you're going to do it anyway. And if you're not, you're just going to make a huge Zeus anyway.
Yeah.
So the drawbacks with this card are basically indistinguishable from any other kaiju from the Purrely deck's perspective, except you can do it multiple times. Which is just goofy. That now we have a deck.
That's why Santa Claus is 20 right
now.
Yeah. Hey, okay. That's
now,
why.
if you're on a budget, first of all, you can't play Purrely because it's too expensive. But let's say you already own the old Purrely cards.
Mm-hmm.
You can just get other kaijus. It's not that good. Santa Claus is like very, very marginally better in theory. It's not even like strictly better, right? Because it only comes up if you draw multiple of them, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, you can probably just summon the other kaiju and walk over something. So is it really that much better? No, not by a lot. But it is really funny to see a deck in top tables of a Yu-Gi-Oh event where it's matchup, Kashira, big buff mechanical men, right?
Mm-hmm.
Against cute little puppies and Santa Claus. Right? I showed my girlfriend this and she's like, wait, like a deck that's just cute little animals is a tier 1 deck? And I said, yes. It will most likely be a tier 1 deck winning tournaments. It will be grown men summoning Purrely and then link it up into Plump. And then Plump's going to become Noir. And that's going to be the best, one of the best decks. Is all of these cute little puppies or kitties or foxes or whatever you want to think they are.
You're really out here channeling Kirby Core.
It's funny.
It's great.
Something so cute is going to be definitely part of our meta. And I am sad because I don't have the money to play it.
I would want to play this anyways, and only because of this card.
Beauty?
Yeah.
What's your problem with Booty? Oh, because it looks like Vaporeon?
Yes.
I see. Yes, there have been some jokes about it. Luckily, it's not very good. You could cut it if you wanted.
It's just a quick effect negate. I mean,
if you have the right card,
the right under it. I mean, that doesn't.
It's not bad.
And then when you activate, they can just attach it thrice per turn.
Yeah, they all do that. Yeah, also, thrice per turn, of course. Mm-hmm. But the Pretty Memory is actually pretty good. The bonus effect it gives is you can send one other card you control to the graveyard, then target a card your opponent controls and attach it to this card as material. So it's also just has a really strong removal.
It's not bad. Not the best. But
you end up with like stray cards you don't need. Like you'll end up with multiple of the My Friend. So you can just send it to the graveyard to then just grab an opponent's card.
I guess. I don't know.
Push
deck,
card.
by the way.
It is pretty pushed. Which it's so funny because the first wave was so fine. There's all these non-once per turn cards. Too bad the deck sucks, right? Mm-hmm. Kind of like it feels like another like Spiral situation where it's like, oh, this is a cute little deck that has a crazy advantage engine that doesn't really end on anything. Like the odds you were going to be able to get to Noir with the 5 materials was so inconsistent that the original deck is like, oh, this is another cute little. That it would be the equivalent of Spiral making Sleeper Agent with the equip, which is like, oh, cool, that's a decent boss monster. and a lot of advantage. This is the same thing. But then they suddenly just gave you Lily that just lets you turbo into it super easily. And it's like, oh wow, yeah, now this deck is busted. As soon as they could very easily access Noir, it immediately became a problem. And on top of that, they gave it Pot of Greed.
Yeah. On your opponent's turn, that's what makes it balanced.
It's actually better because if they droll you, you're like, cool, I'm drawing on your turn.
Yeah, so then you're just cooked because why would you ever draw on your turn? That makes no sense.
Well, I mean, if they droll you, if you're playing Purrely, right, and you get your search and they droll you,
yeah.
If you can play through it a little bit, you can end with a bunch of memories attached to it. So then you get to draw the cards on your opponent's turn.
Oh, okay.
Because the draw will have expired.
Okay, I see. I thought you were saying that they would draw on their turn.
You could do that if you want to deny them 2 draws. If you drew draw, right, you would probably draw on your own turn if you weren't playing Purrely.
But draw is for everyone.
Yes, I know. So there's going to be...
That's bad.
If you're on stun, I guess. I don't know.
Stun yourself. That'd be kind of funny.
If you're on stun, you could draw. Now, draw... This deck is crazy. The Purrely cards... It's one of those decks, much like Sky Striker again, I want to make this comparison, that they have an answer for everything. It's just whether or not they can get to it. Like any situation, it feels like they have an out. Mostly just because they can turbo into absolutely massive Zeus, and they can do burn damage. They can turbo into a massive Zeus. They have some pretty interesting forms of removal. They have a towers. Like they can always find a way to deal with a problem if you give them the time to do it, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Would I see this deck here? Probably not. Who would buy this deck?
I don't know. It's not like realistically in our format. I think it'll be like comparable with Cash. I don't think it's going to be strictly better at all. So I don't think any of our super competitive people will spend the money to also have Purrely.
But that means I got a main deck draw now.
Oh no.
I hate draw, bro. Draw is like draw Lancia? Those are my most hated cards in this entire game.
Interesting.
More than like Skill Drain and IO.
You want to go on? Tell me why is draw so bad? I'm curious.
Because I play Dragon Link.
That's true. Because it's naturally very good against you.
Play Thunder Dragon, that hurt.
Yeah.
That Lancia.
I see. These are all just cards that are good against you specifically.
Yeah.
Your playstyle.
Yeah.
I personally love the Purrelys. I think the idea of just bashing someone's face in with really cute looking cats and dogs is funny by itself. And also the combo is pretty. It's the kind of deck where you look at an opening hand and you aren't 100% certain a lot of the time if it gets you there, because you have the randomness of Purrely excavating the top 3.
Yeah. So
it's fun to do test hands with this deck because you get to gamba and lose occasionally, and you get to it's dynamic, right?
Yeah.
It's not just I see a hand like, oh, I know this is going to work out.
Well,
and
that's if you don't summon this one.
If you don't immediately go for Noir, but you need to get enough spells in rotation to equip to the plump.
Yeah.
To make the Noir. And you don't want to just make Noir pass. Because if they kaiju you, then they're probably going to just win. Because if they kaiju you and then OTK you want to end on Noir and something else to stop the OTK, right? Which in the TCG, a lot of people are speculating about making the Ensemble Robin.
Ensemble.
Because so generally what happens doing test hands is you'll summon Purrely, get a search, Purrely, get a search, and then you'll make Noir. So you've got 2 level 1s that you can make whatever you want with.
Yeah.
And right now, the de facto answer is
make
Ensemble Robin to prevent an OTK. Now, that does play into Nibiru, which is a little bit of a problem. But then again, you get to get 3 spell cards back.
The normal line plays into Nibiru, no?
So you usually will summon Purrely, Lily, Plump, pass. Then during their turn, you turn the Plump into Noir.
Oh, okay, I see.
So that doesn't play into it. And of course, if you summon Purrely, Lily, and then Plump, you do play into it. So, which does happen, because again, if you just have enough cards, you should just keep trying to get searches. So, you do end up doing triple Purrely. So, I created a variant that is barely a variant, but I think is really funny, which is, I call it Purrely Ghost, because I'm playing the Ghost Trick engine.
The Ghost Rick engine?
Mhm.
What, you're going for Utopic Zero?
Yep.
Nice.
So, because again, Doulahan is a rank 1 Ghost Trick monster.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
So, sorry, Purrely Boo, alternative name. So, boop, 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 normal stuff. You play 1 shot in the main deck, and then you play Doulahan, who is just a rank 1 generic 2 level 1 monsters.
Yep.
He doesn't matter. You just immediately slap a Mischief on top, detach the Doulahan to add shot, activate shot to bring back the Doulahan, link, put another Mischief on top, use those 2 for the Utopic Future, and then Doulahan triggers adding shot back.
Was it really?
Mhm.
Oh, it works just like Alucard.
And then you make the Draco Future. And since you got the shot back, you actually have a free card to pitch off the stuff, and you can equip it to Plump later if you want. Oddly enough, usually for Plump, there's enough in-theme cards in the graveyard. You'd rather get them because they give it bonus effects.
Yeah.
So you usually don't end up equipping it, but it's just an extra option. And it's like, yeah, so, because you always make Purrely first.
Mm-hmm.
And then for my...
Nice.
Nice. For my combo, you then go through, make Utopic Future Dragon. The problem is it takes up a lot of extra deck space, but you don't really need it. It's usually just filled with utility cards, which, I mean, will come up, but come on, man. You're playing Ghost Ricks. It's too funny.
No, see, I was testing the new Gold Pride support.
Yes, I've seen some of it. I'm
very,
pretty sure it's busted.
Very good. It's not like game breaking.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good though. We go normal punk combo. The normal punk combo ends on 2 level 3s and the Jam Dragon, and because the new XEs is generic, you just
make it.
You make it. You search for the other half of the deck for free.
Good.
That's insane.
They tied together really well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, mainly because you burn yourself with the punk effects.
Yes, like get your life points lower.
Yeah, which the dudes.
We're also like, what is it? Aren't all the Gold Pride psychics?
No, they're
What are
just level. They're warrior, aqua,
Oh, okay. So there's a lot of different
pyro.
things. Let me pull it.
Mm-hmm. But it's mainly because the punks burn you, so you summon gold prides for free.
Yeah.
And then because the new carry XCs says 2 level 3s, you just make it, search for the new Rhoda, add one of the dudes.
Isn't the Rhoda insane because it also dumps a card?
Yeah, it also dumps a card. So you would add Leon dump carry, summon Leon, summon carry, and that's what your end board.
So you make the
insane.
new one, Gold Pride Chariot Carry,
Yeah.
who's an aqua generic 3 that detach, add a Gold Pride spell from your deck to your hand. You have the Rhoda. And then...
And it's the better luck next time.
Yep, which is a continuous. When this card is activated, add a Gold Pride from your deck to your hand. And if you do, lose life points, which is good for you. And then if a Gold Pride monster you control that was special summoned from the extra deck returns to the extra deck, you can draw a card.
So it'd be carry at the same turn that you search it, because carry has to return itself after it searches. So I think it's the last line of text or something.
If the previous effect was activated this turn, return this card to the extra deck, and then if you do special summon one Gold Pride champion free from your deck or graveyard, it's almost another. So it just removes its materials?
No, it returns itself to the extra deck, and then from grave or deck.
Which is itself.
No, because that was the XCs. Carry is the main deck. There's 2.
Oh, there's 2. So it's
There's 2 carry. No, there's 2 carry. There's this one.
Yeah, so it's Captain.
Captain carry, and then there's the
Captain carry, and
the other one is
So it summons this girl back,
Mm-hmm.
and when does that happen?
During the
end phase.
Yep.
So what does she do?
Well, on summon, add a gold pride trap.
Oh. Well, it's a little late to get a trap.
I think, right? Add
Just
one
during
gold
the
pride
end phase,
trap.
yeah.
But you would have already activated that effect anyways
Mhm.
when you summon Leon. Because Leon would summon the carry you dumped.
I see.
So you would have the start your engines, which is a pop. And then that summons the roller baller. The little, which is a quick effect fusion summon into pinballer.
We have the new cards.
And then pinballer is awesome removal, by the way. On summon, target 2 of your opponent's dudes, equip it to it.
Yeah.
That's insane. I think Nitro.
And it doesn't target either. Wow, that's good.
Yeah, it's very good. No, it does target.
If this card is fusion summoned, you can let face-up monsters your opponent controls to it up to the number of fusion materials used.
That's insane.
Does not target.
That's insane.
That's really good.
You summon on your opponent's turn. It's
And
great.
if you have lower life points, it cannot be negated. The activation and effect cannot be negated.
Yeah, which is usually all the time. Insane.
And then during the end phase, it puts itself back and summons the small bowler.
Mm-hmm. And you get to draw another card for free.
Which the small bowler lets you quick effect fusion summon, so you can just make it again.
Yeah.
So it kind of loops on itself, and it's an on summon when it. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's very good.
Pretty good little advantage engine there. Well, disruption engine. It's kind of
It'd
weird.
be disruption. Yeah.
So he can get negated though.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
little guy. So kind of an issue.
you negate the negate. Duh.
True.
Duh. Right.
Yeah, and then Leon just summons a dude from the deck for
Yeah.
free.
Leon summons a dude, a pop. I think he synchros, quick effect synchro using stuff you control, which you would go. You could go carry and Leon make the pop, or you can go carry and the roller baller, which is level 5. So you get the level 8 pool. It's just take damage equal to it, pop it.
This guy just pops a card, yeah.
Mm-hmm. During the
And
end
then during the end
phase,
phase, you can return it and then special
Summon.
the guy.
Yep.
And then he just summons a guy from the deck.
from the grave.
Oh, from the grave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from your graveyard. Also, you can output some monsters, except gold prime monsters. And then during the main phase, you can immediately signal summon.
Yeah.
So
Using
they all summon things that then let you summon them. Wow. During the end phase, the little guys give you the effect to bring it, except her.
Yeah, she's the only one that's like.
But then again, it's an Xyz monster, so you don't really need a quick Xyz summon.
Yeah.
Yep, I mean, it's crazy. I don't think it's meta, but it's cool.
I think it's very good.
I think it's very good. The problem is, like, I think they just fold the hand traps. Because, like, what you just said is that you have to do the punk engine.
Yeah, so you do the punk engine. If the punk engine goes through, you get this other half for free.
If they are allowed to take an inch, they'll take a mile. Seems like how this is going to go.
Yeah.
But, droll.
Yeah, you know what? Just have it. Just have it.
I mean, if I draw 4 cards during your standby phase, I'm probably going to have it. One of the problems with Purrely, though, is that you have to play a critical mass of the in-theme cards. It's one of those decks.
Mm-hmm.
There is no 1-card combo, right? You
Yeah.
have to draw, like, 3 of the quick play spells for your hand to do anything. And even then, you still kind of get a little lucky off the Purrely, which means you have to just play a ton of them in your deck.
Yeah.
So it does lack some flexibility. It's got a pretty linear game plan of, make Noir pass. And if they stop that, you're like, uh-oh. Make Ensemble Robin pass? You're like, that's probably not good enough. And then on the follow-up turn, you just try to OTK them. You don't really have enough slots to try to play tap cards or anything. Side decking with Purrely seems atrocious.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be playing.
What are you even going to take out?
I don't know. You
Hand
have
traps?
to play. I mean, obviously, you would go make Tikaboo. I think. Are these all one type?
I think they're all
Fairy. No, fairies. Rivalry.
You can play Rivalry.
Can't play Gozen, so.
But it's like, it feels weird to put in a bunch of trap cards and then you're going to draw 4 and you draw trap cards instead of hand
That
traps.
is true.
So, it has Purrely has an insanely strong main deck, but I do wonder what the side decks. Obviously, part of it's going to be they're going to put in specific hand traps. The extra deck is actually pretty loose, to be fair.
Maybe just be 2 of everything, and there's only like 4. So that's 8 slots, right?
Well, most people don't even play 2 everything. Like, there's another. The Lily has its own Xyz monster.
4. Oh, there's 5. Oh, it
There-
does.
There's a black. That sounds kind of. There's a Lily rank 2 that they don't even play. So. Yes. Noir, but little Noir.
You can discard a card, target one your opponent controls, or up to 2 if it has Sleepy. Bounce them to the end. Sure.
Sorry, never mind. Sleepy does have an extract monster, just no one plays it. Then up to thrice per turn, you can hook up stuff to it.
Something worse.
Oh, well, up to thrice per turn, when you activate a Purrely quick play spell card, you can attach
then
the
you
card,
can set
and
one
then
Purrely.
you can set a trap.
Trap. That's
It's just not quite good enough because you just want to search. Like, Plump is just too good. Is the problem?
Yeah.
Like, why would you make that and then not be able to get to 4? Because you have to get to a guy with 4 materials so that the Noir is unaffected when you summon it.
Yeah.
And this just doesn't do enough to give it materials, to give itself materials. Yeah, and just targeting, returning stuff to the hand isn't that good. You know?
I don't know. It's
good, but it's not that good.
It's quick effects.
Well, the bouncing isn't.
Is it? Oh, it's not.
No, it's not. It's never. Most of them it becomes a quick effect when you have the thing, but it doesn't. You
That
just get to target
sucks.
2. So it's just a once per turn bounce 2 cards.
I mean, I guess you're going second, but I mean, just summon happiness. Happiness is that big happy.
Yeah. Well, just summon happiness and like walk over some stuff.
Yeah, just summon big happy. Literally, that's okay. Bad card.
Yeah, which is weird because it's not a bad card. It's just this deck is so.
There's better cards.
There's another trap card that people don't play.
Target one Purrely exceeds control, special summon level 1 Purrely from deck, but negates effects. Sure, and if you do special summon from your extra 1 Purrely exceeds, same rank but different attribute by using it as material, and then
Same name.
you can apply attach the exceed summon from 1 card from a deck with the same name. Oh, so it's like
You just
free exceeds.
Yes. You can whatever exceeds you have, you can just make a different one, but attach the same name as a Purrely quick play spell attached to the targeted monster. So you might not even put the correct one underneath it.
I guess you could go like summon Noir. After you're done with Noir, summon Big Happy.
This could summon Big Happy, but I mean, like, Big Happy without all the materials. The problem is, like, okay, Noir, you need 5 materials for it to be matter. If it doesn't have 5 materials, it sucks balls. It's literally just nothing. Like, I guess you can quick effect send.
Quick effect, send to
and target 1 card your opponent controls, return it.
Yeah, to the
control.
bottom of the deck.
Place it on the bottom of the deck, which is, I mean, it's good, but I mean, it's like not that
It's
good.
field or grave.
Yeah.
So
it's like this doesn't do anything unless you have a lot of materials on it, and then all the little guys, you basically just want them to facilitate summoning the big guys.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why just summoning a trap card that just summons one of the little guys without any material, or even just summons a big guy without any material on it. It's like, why would you do that? And the big guys don't have any way of attaching stuff to themselves, right? They don't have when thrice per turn you can equip something to it. They don't have that effect. So you have to summon them by having a bunch of stuff attached to it, so the trap just doesn't really do anything. So of the 4 cards they made, 2 of them are crazy and 2 of them are meh. And the 2 that are crazy propelled the deck to
Tier 1 status.
Tier 1 overnight. It's just crazy, man.
We're near Tier 0, according to the OCG.
Not anymore. They've adapted a bit. Because now, again, once you just start main decking kaijus and trolls, this deck becomes less crazy. I expect week 1 of this deck, it's going to be bonkers here in the TCG as well. Because I think it'll take a little time for people to recognize just how crazy this deck is.
Cyberstorm Access?
Yeah. Well, Cyberstorm Access has a ton of great cards in it. So.
Yeah. They have for me specifically, Chaos Angel and Dispatter, which apparently people are buying out Dragon Link cores, which makes no sense because even if we have Dispatter, that deck fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Like, Dragon Link, right? Best deck, trust, but I can't play into Asshat and his friends. I just can't.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And Dispatter doesn't fix it.
I'm kind of excited for the return of Kaijus. I always liked Kaijus.
Time to play. Sorry about that. Time to play Slumber.
At least Slumber doesn't really do anything against. Well, if you just like Foolish Burial against it,
it pops the cashier board.
It does pop the cashier board, unless they equip it with the dude. But I don't think anybody's doing that anymore. It's kind of wild. I thought that was a really good combo. You could equip the Exeus monster with the the Link 1 machine.
Oh, the machine.
That makes the machine Exeus monster is equipped with can't be destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
But they aren't really doing that anymore. I guess they gave up on having a good deck. Shots fired.
I don't know,
I
man.
think the way that it seems so weird to me that Kashira, every time it innovates, it just becomes like more beatable but more consistent, which is fair, right? To be more consistent and to not lose to, the Rock.
Oh yeah, too.
To Nibiru. But at the same time, I'm like, you're just making it so your inboard is like beatable by rogue decks.
I don't know. As I said, I can't play into that deck. I was playing Branded for a bit. Then Ash. Oh yeah, Super Harry.
There's like one card that's a Super Heavy Samurai that makes
two. There's Bike and the Bike Target.
Bike and the Bike Target.
Yeah, the thing, and then everything else is insane card, by the way.
Is it one more? It is. Super heavy. So there's Bike, and then there's the Pendulum dude, right?
Yeah. The Bike Target.
Yeah, let's just
there it is.
Yeah, that's it. Let's just do that. That'll make it more straightforward. Yep, this thing. Which supposedly is also going to make Pendulum good again, or whatever. Or better, probably.
I don't think so. I think they lock you to Super Harry Samurais.
This one, Super Harry Samurai monster. Pendulum monster from your deck in your Pendulum zone. Except itself. And special discard. Can release this next once per turn. No restriction on that.
One of them locks you. I don't remember. I think the target for this one is the one that locks you.
Well, it says it can be any of them.
No, so the second target is says slap something in its place instead.
You control a Super Samurai, you can add a Super Samurai Soul.
That's the Bike,
hand,
right? No, that's arms. You get arms.
This doesn't restrict you either. So by itself, the Prodigy summons itself and then gets you a scale 1.
Yeah, which would be
that then gets you another search,
which gets you arms.
It gives you a Super Samurai Soul.
So Bike gets you Prodigy, which gets you Monk, which gets you arms. Arms down there. There, that's arms.
Samurai Soul, Peacemaker.
Equip it, and then from your hand, and then you can send it to the grave to search. No, it's special from deck.
From your deck. So that's for if you're actually playing Super Samurai.
No, I think there's something that does something.
Bike.
I just don't remember.
Add any of them from your deck to your hand. Well,
I don't remember what the combo is. We have to rewatch the Jesse Cotton video.
But I mean, this just seems like a really powerful advantage engine in anything because none of these cards so far have restricted us. So you pitch Bike to add Prodigy, so that's 6 copies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then Prodigy just puts the Monk in your spell in your Pendulum zone and summons itself. That's half of a Beyond the Pendulum, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also it doesn't say anything if you have no spells traps. It doesn't say anything about not needing to control monsters, right? So you could still summon like a Curtain Raiser first,
sure,
and then summon this guy.
Yeah, because this is no spells or traps in grave.
So it doesn't really care about you controlling other cards. And then that guy gets you a soul. And let's see, how many Super Samurai souls are there?
It's arms and crossbow, I think. They're the only ones that matter.
Super Samurai, obviously. I forgot about that. I am typing slow because the computer is in a weird position. So you can get new guy. Equip it.
It's treated as a tuner. Especially for free. That's free.
Just 2 monsters.
Well, because the Prodigy's a tuner.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Is it a level 2 tuner?
It's a level 4.
So the Prodigy, which summons itself for free, is a level 4 tuner.
What's the monster effect?
Oh, yeah. It summons itself. We should probably read the monster effect.
Discard the one, special one from your hand. If you do special, okay, so that's the lock that I read, but we don't do that. Just use the synchro. Yeah, place it and add it to the face up.
Wow, so it completes the scales by itself.
Yes.
Because you can just use this to get the other new guy, the helmet.
Yeah, you can get head.
Booster. If you get, head. If you get head, you can just summon the head immediately for free. Just equip it and then special it. And then just make a level 8 synchro with these two. I don't know exactly which one you'd want to make, but you could make anything. There's no restrictions. So you can make any level 8 synchro, and then the Prodigy puts itself back in the scale. So now you have completed scales and a synchro, 1 card.
Yeah.
That is kind of wild, ain't it?
It's pretty good. And it's a high scale and a low scale.
Yeah, so 1 and then 8.
2 to 7, which is most everything.
Most pendulum decks. So yeah, I can definitely see how this would help Pendulum quite a bit. And also, it's just anytime it's sent back at all, it doesn't care if it's synchro summoned.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, it has to be synchro.
So you're making a level 8 synchro? Or I think, Arms does something else or something?
Yeah, Arms
it just searches, right?
Dude, right?
Tribute a monster. You can tribute a monster.
Any superhero from your deck. Which, I don't know what you're summoning, but I'm sure there's a good Super Heavy Samurai that's good to summon for free from your deck. Probably a high-level one you can't normal summon. I remember that guy Flutist was good at some point for something. I don't know. This requires a little bit more knowledge than I possess.
There's
about Super Heavy Samurai.
Wall, shield.
Whatever. Just in the Pendulum, I can see how making a level 8 synchro.
What level 8 synchro would you be making?
Good question.
Because you can't make Ignister Providence, I'm pretty sure.
Because it requires the non-tuner to be a Pendulum.
Does it?
Ignister? Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I thought he required a worm for some reason.
I don't know.
Or was it Pendulum Tuner?
I'll pull it up just to be sure, but...
I don't know. Because you can't make Savage. That's not going to work.
There's no length, yeah. Ignister requires a tuner and a non-tuner Pendulum monster.
Yeah. Okay.
So unfortunately that doesn't work. But I'll just pull up the level 8s. You would have made a certain Light and Dark Dragon if it was not banned.
I miss him, by the way, but
also the guy still, you put it in so you don't have anything in the extra deck, but you do have a level 8 synchro and completed scales, which still does seem kind of wild.
Yeah, it's kind of good. Let's see. We go. What else can we make? We can make the new hot red dragon Archfiend. No, we can't because it requires a dark. It requires a dark non-tuner.
Is it? Oh, dark non-tuner because this guy's an Earth, right? Yeah.
No.
So yeah, Scar-Eyed Dragon Archfiend requires dark, so we can't make him. We could make we can't make Viasos. He requires a light.
You could make
Well, we can
Draco Berserker.
We can make the Super Heavy Samurai, which is also a Pendulum.
Do anything? No, wait. Who cares about this?
Return during the battle phase. Never mind, it sucks.
From your grave. Okay.
Well, it is just a Pendulum monster. That is a level 8 synchro. It might be the only one. So it's still half of Beyond the Pendulum. Yeah, that might be the...
Might be the play.
Like, just have half
Oh,
beyond
no.
the pendulum.
You can make Draco Berserker to stop the Nibiru.
You could make a Dragon Berserker. But no, doesn't he require worms?
Wait, no, that doesn't stop Nibiru.
Well, it just banishes it. It's not good, but...
So it's like on activation, banish Nibiru, then get what? Your fuel distributed away?
Oh, nice.
No, Draco Berserker doesn't work.
Yeah, he's generic, so it's, I mean, at least it's a disruption.
Yeah. Selling Draco Berserker, by the way. He's $25 right now. I don't know why.
What are you doing?
I got it for $5, so.
I have mine, so. I don't remember how much I spent on it. Not a lot. You can make Jord.
Yord? No.
He's a pendulum. He's half of Beyond the Pendulum. Yep. But all that doesn't use a normal summon, and you could just make a synchro that is a pendulum monster just to normal summon a dude to make Beyond the Pendulum search any pendulum.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good. That'd be very, very good, actually.
You can make Jam Drive Dragon? No, you can't. It requires a psychic.
Yeah, and then this is Psychic Non-Tuner, or is there machines, so it doesn't matter?
So it doesn't matter. What is Prodigy again? He's a machine as well? Yeah, because they're all super everything, right?
Here you would go... No, you wouldn't even make Hawk. I mean, I guess you could make Hawk, but Hawk is banned.
Not very good. Yeah, it's kind of curious what you'd make. I'm sure that they have a thing. You can make another super everything, right?
It's okay, we just ask Jesse Khan what he thinks.
Uh-huh.
He'll be like, play this instead, Lamau.
Play this instead. You can make Buster Dragon Horn. Well, you can just make Omega.
Yeah, I mean, hand rib, I guess.
Just yoink a card out of the hand, have scales. It's not bad.
Yeah, then you're down a card. Sorry, we're not down a card. No, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I don't play this deck.
Yeah.
So whenever I hear level 8 Synchro, I hear Chaos
Savage.
Ruler.
Yeah, Chaos Ruler.
Savage.
Neither of which are currently built. I think you can make like a Stardust, I guess.
You can make Stardust XL and do nothing with it.
Yeah. I saw some people playing the new Stardust XL, and I was like, why? Like here we go. The Stardust XL, you can make it, and you can special level 2 or lower, lower tuner from your graveyard. Yeah, people were playing this in, Swordsoul. And I was like, why? Why are you playing this in Swordsoul?
Okay, so this is the Searcher. Arm summons from deck. Head summons itself. Horns does nothing that matters. Wait. What level's Horns? Horns
1.
level 1. Wait, I think Horns can special itself. This card is equipped to a monster. By this card's effect, it's special. Oh, that's insane. Wait, what?
You just make a level
Make
5.
a level 5?
What 5s are we making?
The Garden Maiden.
The Garden Maiden? Maybe.
Beads. What does
You
Beads
can make
say?
Princess of Noble Arms.
Good card, by the way. Was it tuner? No, it's not. It's a machine.
It shouldn't be a tuner, dude, because Prodigy is a tuner.
Target one super center control.
Yeah, you
Equip
can make
this from
Garden
hand.
Flora if you want.
You can make a second
What are we
attack. Who
doing?
cares? Well, this is equipped. Yeah, so horns. Cannon during either players. Yeah, who cares? Soul
None of
Breaker.
these shout at me. You can make. No, you can't. Yeah, the best level 5 synchros got banned. So. That would have been a crazy engine, though.
Which was what?
The Dinglong and the Justishar.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Well, you said just got banned.
no, R band, just R band.
Oh, okay.
In principle, level 5 is too good. There aren't really any amazing level 5s that I'm looking at here. They really do much. You can't make a Nat Beast or anything. That'd be crazy.
Level 5.
Like a Wonder Machine?
TG Wonderman. Hyper Librarian is level 5.
That's true. You can make a Hyper if you're playing a Synchron Pendulum deck.
I don't know. You can just draw a free card. You were playing a Synchro heavy deck.
Yeah, when you make your Savage, inevitably you just get a draw, and then maybe you do it with a little 3 to make a few Synchro of something else. Possible.
I don't know.
It's curious though. Just the sheer advantage you get, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is definitely worth doing. And even if it's just something like you make a Stardust or a Berserker, that's a 1 card full scales and a level 8 Synchro of your choice.
Yeah, Synchro of choice, 5 or 6, 8. Interesting, very interesting.
Yeah. And you're playing, 2 Garnets and 6 combo cards? So.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, the Prodigy and the other one.
Well, let's see how much of those are like hard or soft Garnet. Let's do place set himself then special summon. So you have to have the guy in the deck, so that's a hard Garnet. But the card you search probably isn't.
Wait, how are we searching head again?
It's this guy. If you control a superhero monster, you can just add a soul.
Oh, cool.
So you have 1 hard Garnet. You have 1 soft Garnet.
I think head, the Prodigy can do it on his own, but we want Bike to tutor Prodigy out because we don't care about artifacts.
Yeah, it's just free. I mean, like, why wouldn't you? If you happen to draw Bike as well, you can modulate the levels, I guess, but it doesn't really matter.
Once per turn, draw one machine master control, increases level by 2. One make level 8. No, I don't know. Because you would go, you have a second Bike, normal summon the Bike, that's already a level 6 Synchro. You don't want to go.
He's also a tuner, Bike's a tuner.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, garbage.
Well, you could make a 6, so you could, if you had 2 Bike, you could.
What does that sound?
I don't know.
I hope it's not my phone.
I hope not.
It's not.
No. Somebody's going crazy. You could, if you have a second Bike, then you could normal the Bike, and you could use the head and Bike to make a level 6.
Oh, you make Baron. Oh, big brain.
And the 6 could just get you a draw. It could
it would be
Charge Warrior or something.
It would be Charge Warrior.
Get you a draw for free. And then, so you got Baron, and you recoup one of the cards.
On 1, 2, 3, 4, on the 5th summon, Baron.
There you go, yeah, that's crazy if you pull it off. But then you do have to draw. That's a 2-card combo. It's pretty good 2-card combo.
I mean, if you get a... Because Bike is a tuner, that's what makes it. I mean, you can...
Well, if you got a level 2 non-tuner, you can make it with a Prodigy. Prodigy plus a level 2 non-tuner will then make a 6, and then the 6 plus the... Wait, doesn't... Well, he also has the effect on normal.
You could just make Beyond the Pendulum and be done with it.
Probably.
Instead, I mean...
Yes. You definitely could. Oh, yeah, you just summon the booster. Because, yeah, Beyond the Pendulum doesn't care about the... Well, you're short of
you don't get the scale.
So it's like...
You could just search the scale with Beyond the Pendulum.
It's just what you care about, I guess. What's like Monkey Board scale again? Isn't it the 1?
It's full. It's 1, and then it goes 4, then it gets negated.
Yeah, but that unfortunately means that you'd have to search a high scale if you didn't have one in your hand. Because I feel like the best ones are low scales that have the bonus effects. Because the Monkey Board's always funny because you scale it and then Beyond the Pendulum negates it, so it stays a 1, even though the other card isn't Perform Age. But I don't know. It's definitely the recurring thing is this is definitely a good engine. It's just the details are hard to piece together.
Yeah, I don't play these decks, so I wouldn't know.
Pendulum Pile. I'll bring on maybe next week.
We gotta get what did he call himself? Monk?
Yes, Monk.
Gotta get Monk and Q, resident pendulum enjoyer.
Uh-huh. Yes, Monk. What are we at? Oh, we're already at now.
An hour?
We can call it now if you want, or we can keep going. Love you.
We can call it now. We're good.
Okay. Well, thank you for listening. Conclusion, new set, crazy.
Stop buying Dragon Link. I don't understand what's wrong with you people. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, but the Super Heavy Samurais are going to change stuff. We're getting new stuff for the Albaz deck because we're always getting new stuff for it.
Chaos Angel's a secret, so that's fun. I gotta get one.
Well, this is interesting. The translation on the website for Lily is Purrely Lee.
Purrely Lee?
Instead of Purrely Lily. So we'll see what the official... I'm sure, because people started opening the product already, some early openings. So they probably know what the official names are now. The Purrely names are a little goofy, I'm not going to lie.
Why?
Look at Purrely Leap.
Uh-huh. Purrely Eep.
Yeah, that's just how the card version. It's Purrrelyeap! Exclamation point, question mark. So I think it's supposed to be Purrely. Purrely,
but it's Purrely Eep.
Yes, I think it's Purrely. And yes, that's a goofy way of naming it. And then, so I would not be surprised if it was Purrely Lee for Lily. But also just the extra monsters, they are E. Purrely.
Uh-huh.
And then X Purrely.
Yeah, for the big ones.
Yeah. Which is like, that's not really... Because like happiness is just E. Purrely happiness, and then X Purrely happiness.
Yeah, big happy.
Big happy, small happy. It feels like happy is the canon evolution, you know, for Purrely. You know, they just look like
big happy, small happy, big happy, and then
obviously Lily,
little tired, small tired, big tired.
Noir does look fed up with it.
Yeah, it looks like a cat.
Noir looks a lot like a cat, yeah. But also like just Lily.
We got tiny happy, small happy, big happy, and then tiny sleepy.
Yeah.
Small sleepy, big sleepy.
Mm-hmm. I think the other guys are just here.
And then we got
Plump.
fat.
Plump is funny though. Plump, what is up with those paws? Like it lost its wrists. It got so fat.
They like a watermelon on stilts.
It does. And like it's got so much yellow. Like there's stuff going on in this image that do be fat. Like Plump and this cat dog fox needs to go to the gym. And then maybe it turned into happiness again. And then Beauty, yeah, it's a bit boring. It's Beauty's kind of weird. The tail makes me uncomfortable.
The card makes me uncomfortable. Does that count?
The Vaporeon thing is like, that's just outside of, you know.
It doesn't matter if it's outside.
But
I'm aware of it.
Its wings kind of look like bones to me.
Yeah, I thought it was ice.
So. I know it's ice, but they look kind of like bones. And its tail, the fact that it's like made of water, I'm like, that seems like uncomfortable for a pet.
Sure, dude.
To just have a tail that's like made of water. Like the other ones aren't like that. Like Happiness, that just looks like a dog with wings, and then Plump is just like a fat fat dog with wings. I feel like Plump kind of looks more like a cat. I don't know. Yeah, they did a good job making it weird. And then X Happiness is like, this is a horse dog.
Big Happy is just a mastiff.
It's true. It's just a mastiff. It's the old great wolf, but with wings. I think it's an interesting approach that they decided, like, so we've got this thing that we're making intentionally clearly like Eevee, where it's ambiguous if it's a dog, cat, or fox. And then what do we do when it evolves? It gets wings.
It is a fairy.
There's reasons.
It is a fairy.
Why is it a fairy? Why can't it be a beast, huh?
Because it's dream-based.
That's true. I mean, I'm not complaining about fairy getting another good archetype, because it feels like it's been a while since fairy had anything decent. But, like, wait, could we play, like, fairy support cards? What are some goofy fairy support cards I could play in this?
All of the...
Agreed.
Agents cards.
We could play the Vernasil, the specials.
Mm-hmm.
No, we can't.
They even Earths? No, they're
No,
lights.
they're
Lights and dark. Bestials. Yo.
Bro. There are people, by the way, who are playing Brave Purrely in the OCG.
Mm-hmm.
Because you theoretically don't need your normal summon, right? You don't need them to activate their effect often, so that's part of it. But like,
You get some Majesty Hyperion.
yeah, level 10.
No, Majesty, the main deck.
The actual.
This one.
I don't even remember this card. Oh no, I like. Agent. Yeah, you like. Yep, I'm looking for like cards. I have it in new first, which means I'm getting a bunch of cards that aren't actually fairy support cards because they haven't printed generic fairy support cards in a bajillion years. You know?
The Trickstars.
Yeah, the Trickstars. May they rest in peace.
Ava.
Yeah, Ava would have let you search 2 Purrelys. That would have been pretty. I don't know because you don't have enough fairies in there.
2 other light fairies from your field. Up to 2 others. Add 2 level.
Yeah, that wouldn't be very good.
I mean, you would add 1 orange light.
Well, you'd have to have one of these hit the graveyard, which they rarely do.
Yeah, I guess.
So, Purrely's an interesting. It doesn't really. Valhalla, you can special summon it.
Yo.
Crazy.
Oh, you can Hecatrice searches Valhalla.
You can play this Sanctuary in the Sky to not take battle damage. Even though they're going to kaiju you, so it literally doesn't matter. Matt. Is that a... Yeah, there's some weird cards here. I guess you could play Herald the orange light just because.
You could do the green one.
You could play the green one and negate spell cards. Which would probably be, good against Purrely, I guess. Negating their spell cards. I think the trap one, to be honest. Because, honestly, with the current version of Purrely, you're not hard making Noir most of the time. You're making it with the trap card.
Uh-huh.
So if you had just, a casual trap negate, that'd probably be pretty good. Oh, this deck might suck to Typhoon, actually. Thinking here.
To what?
Typhoon?
Why?
Typhoon
MST?
Says Typhoon is a trap card.
Oh, is it the MST trap that lets you set another thing?
No.
You sure?
I'm talking about Typhoon. Target a face-up steel trap on the field, never mind. Destroy it, and if your opponent has 2 or more. This was played against Pendulums forever ago. I always forget that it only pops face-up. So, if I misremembered it as saying, if your opponent controls 2 or more spell traps, you can use it from your hand, and I thought to use it to pop leap, but it only pops face-up, so never mind, it's not very good.
MSC negates.
Also, since you're activating this during your the opponent's standby phase most of the time, it's just really hard to interact with.
Yeah. What would you even have that would stop this?
Purple Herald,
red reboot
banned. Yeah. Wait, where's red reboot at right now?
It's banned.
Yeah, it's banned. Yeah, it's what could you do? Because if you could stop leap, that would stop a lot of the problems. But I guess you just have to Ash, Lily, and hope.
Ghost Ogre, one of them.
Yeah.
Then they have to commit. Ghost Ogre, the stupid fat one, on summon effect. It's oh, that's crazy, bro. Ghost Ogre, nice try, idiot.
Well, people are playing Ghost Ogre over there now. I think in part because of this. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. One thing about Purrely is, you don't know what the hand looks like, but sometimes there's, an Ash will stop them. So, it's not and sometimes a Veiler will stop them if you Veiler the Lily. Sometimes that's just good enough, right? It's not the kind of deck that's, they can... It's the kind of deck where they can theoretically play through anything, but they have to draw the right combo of cards.
Yeah.
So, it's not it's unbeatable if you just draw enough hand drops, right? Which is kind of the take they're taking as well, is you just play enough hand drops. And then you hope that that's good enough.
Yeah. I think I'd play Ash, Ghost Ogre, Droll, maybe Nibiru still.
Depending on the variant of Purrely, Nibiru is still good.
No, I'm just saying for the next format.
For the next format?
I think Nibiru's good, but it's not the best. Ash is good, but I might not even play Ash, but this makes me want to play Ash.
My heart is very torn between hoping that Purrely flops a little bit and the prices drop a bit, and I can buy it as a tier 2 deck that's just really fun. But also, I want it to be Tier 0 because it's just too funny.
No. What?
It's
No.
just too funny. Purrely Tier 0? That'd be goofy as all get out.
It's not Tier 0.
Imagine if in the next core set they give it another busted piece of support. Like, I don't know what they would be, but what even could you do to make this deck better?
Give them engage. Duh.
I thought about playing those like with Sky Striker cards, just cause. But no, you just need to play a critical mass of in-theme cards. Again, just to hit a card, and you need a certain amount of them to get your play started. So it doesn't really mix with anything very well.
Sky Striker doesn't mix with this very well.
Yeah,
that's why Striker Runic sucks.
Yeah. Even though it feels like the most natural mix ever, it just sucks balls.
It's just not good.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Rest in peace, Sky Striker. You come and gone.
Deserved.
At this point, they could probably have all their cards off the ban list.
No, engage is insane.
It's insane, but is it better than drawing 6?
Can be.
It can be. What do you mean?
It's not what's returned. It's not what's returned.
3. I guess technically you could draw 4.
You're drawing during your main phase. You can do more things with the cards you draw.
I don't know. The problem with Sky Striker is that if they do have enough of the cards off, people will just play it just the engages again.
Yeah.
Like they did back in the day.
They'll do the...
Where you're just playing
Hornet.
3 Widow Anchor, 3 engage, 3 some other card, right? And he was like, cool. I'm just going to get to search a removal card. And then if I happen to have enough spells, it's also just a draw. So
yeah.
That's probably what would happen if they pulled them all
off. Cringe, by the way.
Cringe, yeah. I don't know. So many cards have such good in-archetype removal. I do wonder how playable that would be. I'm sure there'd be some deck that's just like, man, I just wish I had a little bit more removal and they'd play it. But I don't know. Curious.
That's why you play the Runic engine.
Yeah.
Runic engine is just like the Striker engine too.
Yeah.
Electric
free bodies.
Free bodies, free pops, free negates, for free draws.
You get even more draws than Sketcher can give you. And the cards are arguably better.
Yeah.
So, because the pops are actually quick effects instead of Sky Striker. Where the only quick effects is the negate
and the yoink, the shark cannon.
Yeah. The banish from the graveyard. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Thank you for learning about our new overlords, the Purrelys.
We didn't do the
word of the week.
The word of the week. Okay, look. Well, no one listens to it, but we'll do the word of the week right now. I just remember. Let's do spin.
Spin, sure. I think a lot of this is just the Magic stuff, where it's just a term we kind of yoinked wholesale for Magic.
It's just a lot of the terms are just generic across all card games. Yeah. Spinning is just returning to the deck.
Yes. If you return a card to the deck, it's spinning it.
Yeah, so Expertly, Noir,
yes.
Big Sleepy.
She spins a card.
It spins a card to the bottom of the deck. Or I guess you could bot deck in Digimon. That's what it is. You bot deck a card. Ugh. Crazy.
Spin. Yeah, that's the spin of the things. I feel like I always want to just say all of them when you talk about, like, because it's spin, bounce. Bounce means to the hand, spin is to the deck. And then
we got a save card.
Banish.
And we got to save words for the week.
Banish, also called exile, also called remove from play.
That's just a keyword.
That's true. And then tap.
Tap.
Which they tried to copyright, by the way.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they tried to stop other card games from using the word tap. Which tap is not even a very descriptive word about what the card is doing. In Digimon, isn't it like suspend?
It is suspend. I don't know what it is in Vanguard, but the unsuspend or untap is called restand.
Restand, so they sit.
I don't know, man.
Well, yeah, we don't really have that in in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, we just have defense, attack, swing for game.
It's just once per turn or twice per turn.
Hard once per turn, once per turn. Yeah. But we say that for another week.
Hard and soft once per
turn.
Yeah,
you should do next week with Ned hopped and opt.
Hopped and up, yes.
Soft.
Soft. Soft.
Great.
And then thrice per turn. Wait, are these hard thrices? I don't even think they are.
Yeah, they are. Right? No.
It's just thrice per turn. So that's a soft thrice. Gotta love a soft thrice. What is Mare? Mare
it is thrice, but I think it's hard once per turn. It's also at 1, right?
It's not 1, but it's just I can't play more than 1. Oh, you just summon it from the deck.
You can only use this effect on up to
So that's a hard thrice.
Yeah, it's a
Yu-Gi-Oh now has hard and soft thrices.
H top.
Yes. I'm kind of curious what all the cards are that say thrice.
That was like 3.
That is a weird combination of cards that say thrice.
It's Mare, the XEs. What is that, Battle Box or something?
This guy?
Coach King.
Giant Trainer.
You detach one XE's material from this card, draw a card and show it. Then if it's a monster, inflict 800 to your opponent. You cannot conduct your battle phase. The trajectory can only use this effect. Wait, you can just draw 3 cards.
Yeah. He requires 3 level 8s and then you just draw 3 cards.
Okay.
He actually saw play in some goofy deck.
Did he?
I think some early DDD stuff played him.
That's funny. You could Galactic Spiral, get free draws.
Yes, it's good. Every time he sees play, something has gone horribly wrong. Because making a 3 level 8 Xyz monster that just draws you 3 cards, if that's playable, something has gone terrible.
I mean, every time that these are playable, these 2 specifically, Mare, and I guess Coach King now, Mare seeing play, something's happening that you weird. Shouldn't be letting go through.
Something bad's happened, yeah. Yeah, but now we've kind of most of the thrice cards are now the Purrely cards.
The Gay Guardian support.
Yeah, but for some reason, thrice, and then this Animal Candle.
That's a new card.
Yeah. Which, if this card is added from your hand except by drawing it, you can special. Wow.
You can only use this once per turn, once per chain, up to thrice per turn. If a monster is sent to the grave, you can increase or decrease by 1 level.
Oh, it's a pyro. This is more support for the volcanics. It's a tuner. So
I guess.
This is volcanic support.
I guess. I mean, how are you searching it?
So because you can search pyro cards, I'm pretty sure the volcanics.
Volcanic Rocket says add a volcanic. I'm pretty sure.
It might be some of the new cards that just let you search straight up pyros. Oh, did they not have the notes?
Rocket. Wait, see what Rocket says?
Looking at Rocket?
Add a blaze. Oh, okay.
That's kind of weird. The new volcanic cards aren't in DB yet. Pulling them up on the phone. Don't worry. Maybe by the 3rd outro, we'll...
Yeah, maybe by the 3rd one, we stop getting distracted with pyro support.
It's about time, you know. It took them way too long to do that.
I wanted them to do it longer. Oh yeah.
You see Cuckoo?
Yeah, Cuckoo.
Man, they're making some interesting choices.
Bad card.
Yeah, bad card. I agree. So funny though. The new alternate cards are going to be interesting to see if that does anything. Oh, they finally made a fire tremor. I kind of think it's weird that the channelers don't all have the same effect. They're slightly different.
I mean, they're channeling their inner demons.
No, do you know what the channelers are?
No.
The pitches itself in another card of its attribute to add a card. So, example, Hida the fire tremor.
I know what Hida does because I read it this morning.
Yes. There's one for
what
when.
What does the water one do?
There's one for I don't even know what the water one's much is. So.
So far is it Earth and Wind.
Fire and Wind so far.
Okay, what is Earth? Well, Earth, Fire, and Wind.
Yeah.
So what does Ausa say? Ausa says discard this one in an Earth, add 1 Earth with 1800 or less, whose original type is the same one as those discarded. Also, you can activate non-Earth for resist. Wow, that sucks. When your Earth monster is destroyed by battle, especially on this card from hand.
So this one
doesn't the Fire one do that?
You can add an Earth monster from your deck to your hand with less attack than itself, and whose original type is the same as the one discarded. Whereas Hita says
with higher attack than
With
the other discarded.
higher
Also
attack than
can't
the other
activate
discarded.
non-fire.
so. She has a restriction when the Earth one doesn't have that restriction. Oh no, never mind. You
They
cannot
all have
activate.
that. Okay, what does it
And
wind
then
one say?
Wind says
With
1500
1500
or less defense.
Oh, so can't activate. Okay, I hate how they lock you, but I guess.
I mean, the lock's fine. They're getting you search. They're letting you search any card of their attribute and locking into the attribute.
I mean,
I kind of like that.
you're playing this in what, Speedroids?
Yeah, literally, yes. This
Yes.
search is Terratop.
Oh man,
That's literally all it does.
that's bad.
This is a discard to search Terratop.
Discard 2, go -1 for Terratop. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, but then Terratop gets you talk about more, and you're even again.
And then the Earth one.
Yeah, I don't even know what you played the Earth one in, to be honest. There aren't
Can't
really,
even play an Earth Machine. That's the funny part. The Fire one, I guess just playing the new Fire Pyros.
I guess you could play Pyros because then you get an advantage off the shell you pitch.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Redox 2-1. Trust.
Agreed. Did you see a mandatory MBT reference? He's
The
making another
MBT fangirl
moron ban list, right?
I saw that. I hated it. It's because
I really want to know what happens.
I have a friend. It's Dumbo. He goes. He's part of the. He's like the owner of the Thunder Dragon Discord, and he goes. So I have submitted my deck list to the MBT Masochist Attorney, and then he sends me a screenshot of the response they gave him, and basically the response said, anyone that submitted Colossus as their deck list is boring and will not be featured. And then bro was like, what the fuck? And then one of the things was like, they have to run at least 5 different banned cards or whatever.
Cards that have been moved.
Yeah, that have been moved. So Colossus, he was playing Colossus, he was playing 2 Reasoning. I have the deck list right here. It was so stupid. And he got mad. He got mad that he got denied. It was so funny.
I think, by the way, looking through the volcanics, I'm not seeing anything that just lets you search any pyro. So
Let me see. This is what he submitted. He's playing such a shit deck.
Oh, that's awful. I could immediately tell that was terrible. Oh my gosh. What even? They bumped up some of in the moron ban list. They increased the number of like Guido you could play, and he didn't even increase it. He's not even playing some of the cards that he could have been playing more of.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, 3 Gold Sark. Wow, that's going to change so much. And then playing the Colossus.
He said,
I agree with MBT on this one.
they said,
No, I think the scope of the moron ban lists are a little too small. I wish you would.
it's because it's 16 people, right?
Yeah, it's just way too small.
It should be bigger.
You should.
He has enough people that it should be bigger. It should be at least 64.
I think he should make it more of a big event. Well, I think he should make it like a multi. Because already he's got to announce the ban list, and then he's got to wait like weeks.
He'll just wait a single week. I mean,
he waits like a week to get deck list, and then he just has some competent pilots pilot it. I think he thinks this idea is not good enough to really invest like a serious effort into, and I think he's wrong. I think people are really excited about this sort of thing, and that he should make like a whole like Swiss huge tournament, maybe even a 2-day tournament featuring this moron ban list, and see what comes out on top.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
What he's doing right now is 16 people, best of 3, single elimination. It's like, that's not very conducive to anything.
I want him to have like a full Chalice Line monthly level event with the moron ban list. I think more than enough people would try to join.
Yeah.
And sure, a lot of them would play a deck list that has one banned card in it. But, maybe that reveals that just that one card was the problem. And none of this other crap that he pulled off.
I don't know. I think, because, look, he had, the deck lists are, spoilers. By the way, Infernity.
Of course. He took a lot of Infernity.
Blind Second True Draco. Dark Warrior. Dragon Link. Best deck, trust. Sword Soul. Tempest Magician, and Endymion. Zoo featuring MX Saber Invoker.
What is the inboard?
I don't know.
That sounds terrible.
Prank Kids. Morphtronic FTK. Nice.
You gotta throw that in there.
Ishizu tier. Interior Runic. Last Turn Turbo. Math Mech. Wind Up Sprite. Cash Tira.
I feel like you should have a branded deck in there.
So it's like we have 1, 2, 3, 4 decks that are currently top tier.
Yeah.
1 tier 0 deck.
Cash?
She's
a
tier.
She's
a tier.
Sure, bro.
1 tier 0 deck.
Uh-huh.
And then everything else is just rogue or stuff that
everything else is the point.
Yeah, everything else is like stuff that will fold to 1 or 2 hand traps, and then that's it.
The point of the Moron Balance is that it's mostly giving cards back to these decks that people are worried about. They're probably not good.
Yeah, it's just to see that's what I'm saying. They should put a Colossus in there.
Yeah, I do feel like it's weird that there isn't anything for Colossus because that was one of the bigger risks.
Because people every time say it's like, oh, we can't put Colossus back because Colossus is toxic. Like, sure, that's fine. Why? Show me. It's like, oh, I don't want to show you because I hate Colossus. Fuck you then.
I think yes, it would be this. This is something that I think he definitely could make a lot bigger. Maybe he's too afraid of taking the risk.
I join.
Yeah.
I'd skip work.
You would join and play Colossus Turbo. You and the entire Thunder Dragon Discord would show up just to play Colossus.
I'd be playing pure Thunder Dragons. That's my favorite variant.
And then he could throw in some, mild prize support, and then suddenly he gets competitive players who show up.
Yeah, it's just like, what, $50?
Yeah.
Like
a box.
Yeah, I'll get you $50 if you win, and I'll give you a 10 if you get second.
Just something tiny, and then Mount Fuji's like, I need this. Did you watch? What was the tournament? Some tournament where it was the Meadow Weekly, not the whatever, the Master Duel tournament that MBT hosts now again. That I can't even remember what it's called. Whatever.
His Master Circuit?
Yeah, Master Circuit Series, thank you. The Master Circuit Series, and of course, we've got the man, the myth, the legend, Mount Fuji. And they're going through it, and he starts doing, and they get word, and he's like, he is at a barbecue because he didn't think he'd make it this far. And he's like having to explain to his friends why he's on his phone. And he's like, I'm in the middle of a tournament. I play this game called Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, that's hilarious. First of all, that Mount Fuji, genuinely a very good Yu-Gi-Oh! Player. He's topped before. But he always, at the MBT events, he always does very well. Genuinely good Yu-Gi-Oh! Player. And at the same time, he's going and getting barbecued with people who have no idea what Yu-Gi-Oh! Is. This is friends. Mount Fuji seems like an interesting person. Also impossible to Google.
Well,
why would you name yourself Mount Fuji?
Mount Fuji.
I'm like, come on, man. Mount Fuji Yu-Gi-Oh? It's still Japan. Anyway, I just thought that I just have memories about Mount Fuji, and everyone's plugging to he's literally at a barbecue right now, and he's trying to win the whole event.
Bro's out here flexing on his opponents with prime rib.
He's like, if they had a chat, then they'd be like, response, and he's like, oh, sorry, was eating delicious barbecue. Anyway, well, okay, I think I'm actually done now.
Nice.
Purrely's, cool cards. Yeah, the Sky Striker, new Sky Striker they made, it's just like Dampa again. Why do they keep making these archetype-specific cards that end up just being generic utility extra deck monsters?
Okay.
Yeah. So Dampa is just if you have 2 cards of different types, it's a pop that you can make in the extra deck.
Sure.
And whereas Azalea, it's just 2 light and or dark monsters, and it's the same thing.
Dragon support.
Yeah. And I'm just this is just kind of stupid. Why do they keep printing cards that are just like, this is totally for this archetype, even though it's not very good in it, and also it's just being used as a generic extra deck pop. And like, Cerberus wasn't good enough. We needed better Cerberus.
That's funny.
Yeah. Anyway, well, thank you for listening.
Good.
And thank you, Jay, for joining me.
Of course, always.
And for letting me rant at you about Purrely cards.
I learned something new today. Probably.
Purrely's so strong. Too buff. Yeah, the next one should be, I've come up with this board. It should be Purrely,
sad.
No.
Angry.
No.
That's the only ones that are missing.
No, Purrely, like, jacked memory. And it's Purrely in the gym. You know? And then the level 2, the rank 2 is just, like, absolutely yoked. It's absolutely massively buff. Like, you've seen some pictures of, like, some, like, dogs.
Yeah.
They're like, this dog has more muscle than a bodybuilder. Like, what's going on? I just want that. Like, yes, it's yoked memory.
Be funny.
And then it's just Purrely, but just, like, buffed out of its brain. And then that one they can make a level 7 of. And it's just even. It's just like a JoJo, but it's a dog, you know?
Okay.
There we go. I have no idea what its effect would be, but it would be funny because it would be yoked.
It would just be, on someone pop a card. It's just punch. Literally just punch him.
Well, how about, like, the yoked spell trap? It just, like, increases the attack points of a monster, and it's like, that's not very good. And then second effect special summon. And then when it's equipped to a guy, it's like, it cannot lose battle. Indestructible bow battle, and it gains attack you with the monster it's attacking. It just can't lose battle. It's just too strong.
That's funny.
I don't know. Anyway, thank you for listening. Bye for the 4th time. I'm bad at outros. Have you noticed?